Mm-hmm.
So what I was telling you that why the grammar is important. Why do we learn grammar? You told me that grammar will help us to write and to speak better, and I told you that like in Pakistan, in America, in USA, when a newborn baby, when they start learning English language or any other their native language, they don't read, they don't understand grammar, and they don't need to. They just start speaking directly just by listening to other people. So why should we learn grammar? What is the use of grammar? If you don't know the use of grammar, you will never be able to understand, and you will never be able to take interest in grammar. You will never be able to use grammar in an effective way. So that is why I have to discuss first what is the use of grammar in your opinion.
My opinion is to pronounce the correct sentence. How to pronounce a correct sentence, where you use the adverb, adjective. I think
All right,
this
let
is
me
my
interrupt you here.
opinion.
Let me interrupt you here, and let me conclude the topic first. We don't use grammar to for the pronunciation. First of all, okay, we use
Mm-hmm.
grammar. The biggest reason there are two reasons that you should improve your grammar. Two important reasons, in my opinion. It is my opinion, okay? It is not a fact. It is my opinion as an English language teacher. There are two reasons, in my opinion. The first reason is, if you understand grammar, you will be able to correct your mistakes, because with the
Mm-hmm.
help of grammar, understanding, once you make a mistake, you will easily identify your mistakes, and then you will, because you have the knowledge of grammar, you can correct yourself. So grammar will help you to correct your mistakes. It gives you a complete, you can say, clarity in your sentences, in your mistakes. It helps you to understand why you are making mistake and why the sentence is wrong, why the sentence should be corrected. Number one.
Right.
Second thing is, grammar has a direct connection with your confidence. By
Mm-hmm.
confidence, I mean, if you have a good understanding in grammar, and whenever you speak in front of public, like you're giving a presentation, you're sitting in an
Mm-hmm.
interview seat, right? So at that time,
Mm-hmm.
you will never feel hesitation if you have a good grip in grammar. Why? Because you will never think that you are going to make grammatical mistake. On the other hand,
Mm-hmm.
for the students who are weak in grammar, whenever they try to speak in English, they always think, I'm going to make a mistake. I'm going to make a mistake. They are going to laugh at us. So whenever you have that kind of mindset, whenever you're thinking that the students, that whenever you speak, you will make mistake and people will laugh at you, this kind of mindset will decrease your confidence. And if you have a good grip in grammar, once you know that your grammar is very strong, it gives you confidence in speaking and also in writing. All right. So these are the two important reasons we should learn grammar. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree with me?
Yes, I'm
Perfect.
agree with you.
Perfect, perfect. Okay, then let's go to present simple tense. There are 12 tenses in English grammar, and then there is
Yes.
active past, then there passive, and there are condition sentences.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we are going to
Yes.
discuss step by step. In this classroom,
Mm-hmm.
we will try to cover present simple tense, and if we have time, then we'll jump to past simple tense as well. But we'll try to focus on present simple tense. When it
Mm-hmm.
comes to grammar, I will tell you just one thing from my own personal experience. When it comes to
Mm-hmm.
grammar, students of English language, they make one basic mistake. What kind of mistake
Mm-hmm.
they make is, they make sentences, they go for the formula like subject, verb, object. They remember the formulation method, and they try to make
Mm-hmm.
sentences, but they
Mm-hmm.
ignore one important thing, and which is the reason
Mm-hmm.
they fail to improve their English speaking. The important thing
Mm-hmm.
is, they don't understand the application of tense. Like they know
Mm-hmm.
tense, they know present simple, but they don't know where to use present simple. So whenever you are learning grammar, the first thing you have to understand is
Mm-hmm.
where can you use it, right? Where
Mm-hmm.
can you apply this tense? If you don't know where can you apply this tense, it will be difficult for you to use it at the right time. You will know present
Mm-hmm.
simple, but you will never be able to use present simple at the right time, at the right place. So we are going to
Mm-hmm.
discuss the uses of present simple first. What are the different
Mm-hmm.
conditions where you can use present simple tense? All right. So first of all, before I share my opinion, I want you to tell me what is your understanding about present simple. So if you know something, then I will not teach you the same thing again, and it will save our time.
Is a simple present is a reality. I think my teacher told me in the college, yeah, community college. He told me simple present or definite is a reality, is a real fact, is a not fake, is a real.
For example.
Just
Mhm,
like uh,
mhm.
he eats every day. He goes to school every day. Um, he join class, join reality. He he eats food every day. Is reality true? Is it true? Not fake. Simple, definite. Is it real? Not fake. He
Okay,
goes to
okay.
school.
Let me interrupt you here. Okay,
He having a class. Mm,
let me interrupt you here, Iram. Okay, so Iram, beta, I have this
mhm,
question, and I want you to focus on this. You say
mhm,
that we use present simple to talk about reality. All right. So
mhm,
what if I tell you this sentence like yesterday I went to
mhm,
office. That's also reality. That's not a fake sentence, but that's not
mhm.
present simple. That's past simple.
Yes, right.
So
Um, exactly. Yeah, I went to my office yesterday. It's
it's
a
also reality,
present.
right? It is also,
Yes,
it's not a fake sentence. So
yes.
how can you distinguish? How can you differentiate present simple and past simple when it comes to the use of it?
It's obviously it's went. It's a went mean he go
Uh-huh.
already he passed
Hmm.
everything and I go to office today to mean is a present, simple present. Talk about the now, pre- present things, and the went is like a past.
That's the point that I'm trying to make, and that is the point that I want you to understand. Like as a speaker, how should I know that I should use went or I should use where? How should I can differentiate? I will tell you.
Differentiate
Okay,
as
wait, wait.
to
I will tell you. Don't worry. I will tell you. It's
mm,
not about we use present simple. Your teacher, maybe your teacher was right. I have no doubt that he was wrong. He was right, but I think that you did not understand him properly. So we use present
right.
simple. We use present simple to
Hmm.
talk about repeating actions,
Repeating action. Okay.
repeating activities.
Okay.
It means any action that you keep
Mm,
repeating every day, every
mm,
month,
mm.
every year, every
Right.
week. We use present simple. Like
Mm.
I use Facebook. It does not mean I
Yeah.
use Facebook and then I stop using it. It means it is a
Okay.
kind of activity which is keep happening in my life again and again and again and again.
Mm.
Maybe every month
Okay.
I use Facebook. Yeah, I go to cinema. No, it's a kind of like
Okay.
activity that happens to my life again and again, like every month or every year, every week I go to cinema. So it is keep happening again and again. So
Mm-hmm.
it means that the action is keep repeating one again and again. So we use it present simple tense. Whenever you talk about your repeating action, whenever you talk about any action which is keep happening again and again, we use present simple tense. Like I go to office, yeah, I wake up early in the morning. So whenever
Mm-hmm.
until I'm alive, I will be inshallah waking
Mm.
up early in the morning. So that's my repeating activity. It is the first
Yes.
use of present simple tense, repeating
Right.
activities.
Yes.
Clear?
Correct. Yeah. Correct.
All right. The second use of present simple is when you talk about your likes and dislikes.
Okay.
Something you like and something you don't like. For example, I like ice cream. Yeah, I love ice cream. I don't like juice. Yeah, I don't like cold drinks. I don't like coffee. I like tea.
Mm-hmm.
So it is present simple tense whenever you talk about something you like and something you don't like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, moving on.
Mm-hmm.
We also
Yeah.
use present simple tense to talk about facts.
Mm-hmm.
Facts, something which is always true.
Yes, sir.
Something which is, for example, sun rises from the east, sets in the west.
Mm-hmm.
It is always true, right?
Yes. Right.
Students read uh, books in their school. Students read books in their school. It's always true. It's a fact, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pakistan has four provinces, maybe five now. It's a fact. So whenever you talk about facts, general truth, general facts, we use present simple tense. Right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Moving on. We also use present simple tense here in one more condition. And before we jump into that, I want you to pay attention. It's very important. We use present
Right.
simple in future as well. We
Yes.
use present
Correct.
simple in future, but not in every future. but there's a specific moment, there's a specific time in the future, there's a specific condition in the future where we use present simple tense. For example, when we talk about planned
Mm-hmm.
future events,
Okay.
whenever we talk about future events, any event, not action but event, any event,
Yes.
and that
Mm-hmm.
is going to come in future and it is already planned. For example, your exams. Let's say
Okay.
that I have my timetable of my exam and it is
Mm-hmm.
planned that from Monday my exams are going to start, right? So I will say that
Okay.
I have exams from Monday. The exam starts at 9 a.m. and it ends at 12 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
It is not started yet. It will start on Monday at 9. So it is not started yet, but it's a future event and I'm using present simple tense to talk about it. For example,
Can you
I have
go and
class today at
mm-hmm.
4 p.m. I have class
Mm-hmm.
today at 4 a.m. So it's an event. It's
Mm-hmm.
not my action, but it is an event, and it is also a future event. It
Mm-hmm.
does not happen yet. It will happen in future, but it is a planned future event because it's a kind of event. It's a kind of activity. It's a kind of event that I have already planned. I know when will it start, when will it finish, so I can use
Mm-hmm.
present simple tense to talk about it. In short,
Mm-hmm.
when you talk about your future timetable, we use present
Mm-hmm.
simple tense. All right.
Can you give me more examples, please?
Yes, sure. For example,
Mm-hmm.
you are sitting in your office, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and your boss comes and he said, tomorrow let's plan a meeting tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
We are planning. Let's plan a meeting tomorrow, and let's say that meeting will start tomorrow at 9 p.m. in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
9 a.m. in the morning. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So you come back to your home. Now you are sitting, and your family members are asking that, "What are you doing? What are you doing tomorrow at 9 a.m.? So let's go for a breakfast outside." You said, "No, tomorrow I have a meeting at 9 a.m. I cannot go outside with you. My meeting starts at 9 a.m. and I have to be there." Present simple tense. My meeting starts at 9 a.m. My meeting starts at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Present simple
But
tense. Event.
so
Yes.
the person says tomorrow I will have a meeting. We will have a meeting tomorrow. Meeting
You can
tomorrow.
use will. You can use will as well. There is no hard and fast rule that you should not use will, but
Mhm.
it is you can say a more native way of speaking. Whenever you
Mhm.
talk about your future timetable, not your future action. For
Mhm.
example, I will go to Dubai. It's my future action.
Mhm.
It is
Mhm.
my future action. I will go to Dubai. But when I talk about flight, that schedule of a flight, for
Mhm.
example, flight takes off
Mhm.
at 10 p.m. That's
Mhm.
an event. That's a future event. I can also say that flight will take off at 10 p.m. and it will also be correct. But when it comes
Mhm.
to advanced English, when it comes to when it comes to speaking in a better way, speaking in an advanced way, right? Once you are jumping
Right.
from better beginners to advanced, you can use the present simple tense as well in future events,
Right.
and
Right.
especially in writing as well. You can also do that in writing. But here's the condition.
Right.
Here's the condition.
Mhm.
We use
Mhm.
present simple when you're talking about future events, not future action.
Mhm.
I'm telling you again, it is a future event and it is a planned future event. Whenever you talk
Mhm.
about your future timetable, whenever you talk about future schedule, future schedule,
Mhm.
it is planned. Planned is important and future event is important. You're not using as a future action, you're using as a future event. All right, be sure about it. Do you know what is the event and what is action? What is the difference between event and action? Can you tell me?
Event and action. Action, you have a plan. Event, action, not a plan. Event is a planned. I think.
No. Action is kind of like verb. Just like I use Facebook. That's my
Mhm,
action. Because
mhm,
use is here. What is the action here? Use. I use Facebook.
mhm,
All right.
mhm,
Yeah. I attend meeting. So it is
mhm,
my action. Like I attend meeting. It's my action. Attend is a verb here. But in this
mhm,
here you say
mhm,
meeting starts at 10
mhm.
p.m. What is my action here? Meeting starts at 10 p.m. What is my action here?
Um, Start.
Start is not my action. I'm talking about my action. My action.
Meeting
Meeting is
start
not my
and
action. Meeting is a
no, no,
noun,
no,
like
no, no,
meeting
no, no,
starts.
no,
So
no,
my
no.
action is there
Yeah,
is no
so
action here. I'm not talking about my action. It's just a starting point, but there is not any action of a subject, right? When
yeah.
in the event there is not any action of a subject. The class starts
Mhm,
at 10 o'clock. The class finishes at 12 o'clock. The movie
mhm,
starts at 5 p.m. The movie starts at 5 p.m. There is no subject here. There is no subject
mhm.
action here. There is no doer of an
Right,
action. It's just an event.
right.
That is the difference. Here in the
Mhm,
upper sentence, in the first sentence, there is
mhm,
subject, which is I. I attend
mhm.
meeting. Subject and the action of subject. But in the next sentence, there
Mhm.
is no subject of an and there is no action of a subject.
Right,
It's just an event.
right.
Noun and the event,
Even.
right? That's the
Mm-hmm.
difference between event and action. All right. Now,
Yes, yes.
let's practice about it. Let me give you a complete
Mm-hmm.
revision one more time, and
Mm-hmm.
then we are going to practice about it. So we discussed present simple tense, and we discussed that there are a lot of different ways to talk about present simple tense. We discussed some
Mm-hmm.
of them, not a lot, but some of
Mm-hmm.
them. Still, two applications are remaining. We are going to discuss it later, and when we talk about future later. So we discuss four applications, four different uses of present simple tense. The first use
Mm-hmm.
is whenever you talk about your repeating activities, like your habits, your daily routine, your
Mm-hmm.
whenever you talk about your daily routine, your habits, your any activity that you do again and again, we use present simple
Mm-hmm.
tense. Second is whenever
Mm-hmm.
you talk about your likes and your dislikes, we use present simple
Mm-hmm.
tense. Third is whenever
Mm-hmm.
you talk about facts like general truth, like sun rises from the east, sets in the west. Pakistan has four provinces, yeah, five provinces, right? USA has 58 or 60 states, I don't know. So whenever you talk about facts,
Mm-hmm.
truth,
Mm-hmm.
general information, we use present simple
Mm-hmm.
tense. The last is
Right.
whenever you talk about your planned future event, or whenever you talk about your timetable in future, whenever
Mm-hmm.
you talk about future schedules, whenever you talk about future
Mm-hmm.
timetable, future schedule, we use present simple tense. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's practice it. Let's practice with the repeating activity first. We are going to practice with the repeating activity.
एक मिनट one
So let's practice. First of all, we are going to practice repeating activities.
Mhm.
Present simple for daily routine, I would say. Daily activities, or you can talk about, you can say repeating activities. No problem. All right. So where do we use present simple tense? We use it for repeating activities as well. For example, like I wake up at let's say 7 a.m. Right? I go office at uh, 10 p.m. 10 a.m. So that's a repeating activity. Yeah, I watch movies. Yeah, I go to cinema. I use Facebook. So these are the
Mhm.
repeating activities where we use present simple tense. But, but,
So,
but, but.
can I ask the question?
Yes, sure. Ask away.
Why we use the is or uh, um the my teacher told me told me you have my teacher told me you have a class at 10 p.m. tomorrow. So it's wrong sentence, right?
No, you have a class. Let me write a sentence for you. You have a class at
Um, 10 p.m.
10 p.m.
tomorrow.
tomorrow. That's future
Tomorrow.
event. That's future event. We just discussed about it. Future event. That's the right sentence.
Yeah, but
Great, great,
my
very
teacher
good.
told me. But my teacher said, if you talk about the past, so both sentences in past, just like just like I went to I went to school. Um, I went to school, and I went to school. I did
Go
not.
to school.
I went to school. Uh, I did not get a. I did not get a. Um, did not get a lab class. I did not get a lab class. It's a both is a past. I went to school. I did not get a lab class.
So that's past simple tense, but we are not going to talk about it right now. If we talk about it, we will be going off the topic, right? So how about
Right.
forget about it right now and
Mhm,
write down your question on a piece of paper. And when we talk
mhm.
about past tenses, then you can ask me the same question again. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Because we are going to practice about it right now. Because
Right.
if I answer you that question, then it will be a long debate and we'll forget about it. So
Yeah.
let's come to the
Okay.
point. First of all, write down your question on a piece of paper and don't forget about it.
Mhm,
We are going to discuss it later. Now jumping on, moving on. We discussed that we
mhm,
use present simple to talk about
mhm,
daily activities like repeating actions, right? And I
mhm,
give you some
mhm,
sentences. Now let's talk about sentence structure. Like how do you construct present simple tense? In present simple tense, there are a few
mhm,
things that should be very important, like subject,
mhm,
and there are different types of subject like I,
mhm,
we, you, they,
mhm, mhm,
and he, she, right?
mhm, mhm,
Right. So these are different types of subjects. So when it comes to
mhm,
present simple, the subjects are divided into two categories, right? I, we, you, they,
mhm,
we call it like plurals, and he, she, it, we call it singulars noun, plural noun and singular noun. Because he is singular, she is singular, right? It is
mhm,
singular, they is plural, you is both singular and plural because we use you for a one person and we use you for a complete group. Like whenever I'm talking
mhm,
about two or three people, I can say, why are you not listening to me? And whenever I'm talking
mhm,
my entire classroom, I can say, have you completed your homework? The entire classroom, and I'm using you for the entire classroom. And for one person,
mhm,
I can also use you. So you is both singular and plural, and we
mhm,
is obviously plural, and I is for the speaker, singular. So other than
mhm,
I, the entire is whenever we talk about plural noun, along with I, we, you, they, we make simple sentences like I go to school,
mhm,
I wake up, I eat. And
mhm,
whenever we talk about like singular noun, like he or she, we have to do one thing. We have to add s or es along with subject,
mhm,
with verbs, so not subjects, with verbs. For example, he goes to office. He goes
mhm,
to office. So
mhm,
whenever I say he goes to office, and I'm going to use es, goes to office. She drinks
mhm,
coffee, and I drink coffee. We drink coffee, they drink coffee, but she drinks coffee. This is the special condition. We are going to practice it. So what we discussed that with
mhm,
I, we, you, they, we make simple sentences like I speak. All right. When we talk about we, so we can say we speak. When we
mhm,
talk about you, you speak. When we talk about they speak. Easy, right?
mhm,
But when we talk about he, I will not say he speak. It will be wrong. I have to say he speaks. That's what I have to
mhm.
add in present simple tense because he is singular noun. So with singular noun, I have to add s or es along with the action, along with the
Well,
verb.
okay, but
He
one
speaks.
second,
He speaks. Yes, sure.
one second. Yeah.
So we discussed that with I, we, you, they. We make simple sentences, and when we talk about singular nouns like he or she, or any name like Ali or John or Iram
Mhm,
or
mhm,
Javadia, we use s or
mhm.
es along with the subjects. All right, we are going to practice
Right.
it more, but let me tell you here. that we all know about it. It is not, you can say, it's not a hidden truth. It's a common language. It's a common information. But the thing is, when it comes to speaking, mostly
Mhm.
students they make this kind of grammatical mistake again and again. They know about it,
Mhm.
but when they speak, they forget about it and they make grammatical mistakes. For example, let's say here, you write a letter. Can you tell me what is a mistake here?
He writes a letter.
He writes a letter. Let's know, but when it comes to speaking, we make these kind of mistakes, right? So I would recommend that you already know. So I'm not going to extend the grammar. I'm just going to wind it up. But I would recommend that whenever you speak, try to focus on that because if you're talking to someone and you make this
Mhm.
basic grammatical mistake, the listener will
Mhm.
quickly analyze that your level of speaking is not good. You are a beginner student. You are not a better. You're not advanced, or you are not a C2 or B1 or B2 student. You are like kind of like A1 or A2 student, right? It means that your
Mhm.
level of English is quite low. So try not to
Mhm.
make basic grammatical mistake, especially when it comes to college. When you go to your
Mhm.
college and you make these basic grammatical mistake because of lack of practice, the teacher will never be appreciate. They will never appreciate you. They will make a understanding that your grammar is weak, and they will always tell you to go and take grammar lessons. Getting my point? So try not to make basic grammatical mistakes. All right. So let's practice about it first. All right. And I want you to quickly tell me about routine of someone from your family member. My turn first, then your turn. Right. I'm talking about the routine of
You.
my wife. Right. So listen to me
Mhm.
carefully, and then you can do the same thing. But try to speak faster. I don't want you to speak slow. So my wife wakes up around 12 o'clock, and she sometimes wakes me up as well. Other than that, she makes breakfast for me, and then she cleans the room and she changes the diapers of my son and daughter. After that, she goes downstairs and she talks with my mother. And sometimes she goes to the park and she takes a walk in the park, and she also takes
Mhm.
online classes. And in the evening she talks with me. She sometimes uses Facebook, sometimes she watches movies on Netflix. She normally spends most of her day in talking with my son and with my daughter. And at night she always recites Holy Quran. And after that, she tries to sleep early because she has to wake up early in the morning too. Now your turn.
Mm. Okay.
Pick someone
I am
and then speak.
okay. I woke up. I woke up at 5 o'clock a.m. and
Mistake. Woke up is past. In present
yeah,
simple,
I know.
you use
Yes,
present.
I
Yes,
know.
yes, yes. All right, all
Yeah.
right.
Okay. I wake up every day 5 a.m. I offer the prayer. I offer the prayer. Fajr prayer. I offer the Fajr prayer every day, and uh, I recite the Holy Quran in 30 minutes every day. Then then I sleep 2 hours, and then I sleep 2 hours. Uh, then I wake up like 8 a.m. I prepare um, prepare for the work um, like 8:30 and 9 o'clock. I always 9 o'clock leave the house. I leave the house, and then 10 o'clock I reach no I reach at work 10:30 a.m. and back to home like 6 p.m. at home. And then I take shower every day like 6:15. And then I um, take no. Then I eat dinner 7 p.m. And I 8 p.m. I sleep. I sleep like 8:30 and 9 p.m. Then wake up every morning 5 a.m. That's my life. I think. Hello.
That's good. That's good. And I'm going to teach you a few more things. Hold on. So yes. So now I want to add. I want to add a few things in your entire sentences, like it's kind of like whenever we talk we basic students, whenever we beginners student, we talk daily routine. We talk about daily routine. We say I wake up in the morning, I go to office, and I talk with my family members, and I use Facebook, and then I
Yeah,
eat dinner. So
and
try not to do
yeah,
that.
I was no, but I every Monday and every Monday, mostly every Monday, we all go together to the restaurants with my brother family, mom, my other brother family, and my sister family, and we all together because I'm at home, so I force them to go to outside. So we all together go to outside at dinner for Monday. My sister my sister comes like a Tuesday evening. My mom home. We enjoy at a lot, like, and other days I'm very busy. But my classes started, then I will take weekend classes, not
Okay,
5 days
Iram,
classes.
now listen. Iram, now listen, listen. You have spoken well, clearly an
Mhm.
improvement. There are a few mistakes that I want you to focus on. First of all, the
Mhm.
lesson I want you to read. There are a few words that you might notice on your screen, which
Mhm.
is always, normally, mostly, usually, often, sometimes, never. Use it. Don't
Mhm.
say I wake up in the morning. Say I normally wake up in the morning at 7 o'clock. Yeah, I always wake up in the morning at 7 o'clock. I mostly wake up in the morning. Yeah, I usually wake up in the morning. Yeah, I often wake up in the morning. Right. So whenever you talk about something which is your common routine, use these kind of things like always, normally, mostly, usually, often. And something which is your rare routine, something which does not happen a lot, which happens very less, you can say I sometimes. And something that
Mhm.
never happened, you can say I never, right? So instead of saying I go to office at 10, you can say I normally go to office at 10 o'clock. And then in the next
Mhm.
sentence, you can say we mostly go to park, and I usually tell all force all my family members to go to the park. And we often eat
Mhm.
ice cream every week. I sometimes watch TV. So don't say I watch TV. Say I sometimes watch TV. After
Mhm.
subject, after I, use these kind of
Mhm.
words. We call it frequency of adverb. But use it in your
Right.
speaking and in your
Mhm.
informal writing. It helps you to improve your level of speaking. Like I wake up in the mornings. One person is saying I wake up in the morning. Second person is saying
Mhm.
that I normally wake up around 10 o'clock. Obviously you will feel like the
Mhm.
second person, his level of speaking is better, right? So
Mhm.
use that. So try to use always, sometimes, mostly. And whenever you're talking about time, you can say around, like around
Mhm.
10 p.m., around 9 p.m., right? Around 8 o'clock, around 12 o'clock.
Mhm.
So it improves your level of speaking. And in this way, you can add more words in your sentences. The sentence length will be long because you told me about your writing, like you're writing essays, your articles. So and when it comes to writing, the sentences should be long. If you're writing and the sentences are very short, like any sentence, there are only five or four or 12 words, it will be a short sentence. On the other hand, if you're writing a long sentence, there are like 15, 20 words in the sentence. It is considered like a good writing or good writing sentence, good written sentence. It shows that you have a good writing skill. So when it comes to writing, use all of this. For example, I always wake up at 10 o'clock. Or after that, I spend some time with my family members because I feel like family is the most important key of my life, and then they give me motivation. So it's a long
Mm.
sentence. So whenever you talk about your routine, try not just to share your routine, but give the reason. I always wake up at 10 o'clock because I have to go for a job. Just don't say I wake up at 10 o'clock. Say I always wake up at 10 o'clock and then give the reason because I have to go for a job, right? I always
Mm.
use Facebook because it is my hobby. Well, I always use Facebook because it is a part of my marketing job. I mostly drink a
Okay.
cup of tea because it gives me satisfaction or it freshes me up. So in this way, whenever you share your hobby, just don't. Whenever you share daily routine, just don't say. Just like you said that I go to the park, and then you give the reason. So in this way, whenever you try to talk about your daily routine, just don't say I wake up in the morning after that, and then try to give a complete reason along with that. It shows that you are a
Okay.
good speaker. It improves your level of
Yeah.
speaking. It gives you more time to practice as well, and your skill becomes better. So use all of these words while you're talking about your daily routine. Whenever you mention time, say around, or whenever you're talking about your actions in present simple, say usually, always, mostly, often, sometimes, never. Or whenever you're connecting two sentences together, you can say after that, yeah, after then, yeah, moreover, and also, finally. Finally used in the end. Whenever you're talking about your last sentence, like finally at night I sleep at 12 p.m. 12
Mhm.
a.m. So finally at night I sleep at 12 a.m. So when you, with your last sentence, use finally, and actually, and because, for the reason. So talk about that. Like I go to ice cream. I go to ice cream shop every day because I love ice cream. Actually, every day I eat one ice cream. So in this way, you try to add more sentences, add detail, add reason in your sentence, and you can become a better
So
English speaker. Right? Getting my point?
okay, just like I always wake up 5 a.m. and
I always wake up
right.
around 5 a.m. because sometimes you wake up at
Exactly.
5:10, sometimes you wake up 5:15, right?
Yeah.
You're not a robot.
Yeah.
So say, I always wake up
Yeah.
around 5 a.m. It will be better.
Yeah, because I go to work like nine 9 a.m. Before I preparing my like a take bath and I make a breakfast and
I
clean
usually,
my
I always,
room.
don't say I make breakfast. You can say I
Mm,
mostly, or I normally, I often, I
mm.
usually.
Okay, mostly not mostly. I
Sometimes,
always because
yes, yeah.
I always make a breakfast and clean. I always clean my room before I leave the house. Uh, I clean my bathroom and room. Always, I before I leave the house. Before I leave the house for the work.
All right, better. So that's good. Always and normally are kind of like same. It has the same meaning when it comes to speaking. Mostly, usually, often they are same. Sometimes, like you already know, sometimes, and never, something that never happened, never. So use that in your speaking. Now, your second mistake. Your second mistake is you take a lot of time from jumping to one sentence to another sentence. Your fluency
Mm,
level is very weak. It means you are
mm,
keep breaking your sentences in the middle. So but I
mhm,
would say that it is a most crucial part of your speaking. It is a very important part of your speaking because once you
mm.
speak like that, once you are keep speaking and keep breaking your sentences again and again, the listener will not pay attention in your sentences. They will stop
Right.
listening to you. The
Mhm,
the charm of speaking will fade away. So you have to improve your fluency more than
yes.
you have to improve your grammar, because fluency comes first, grammar comes later. So first is fluency,
Mm,
second is grammar. So try to improve your
mhm,
fluency first. How can you improve that? I will show you a technique as well in the next class, and we're going to practice fluency later. But now today is your homework. Your homework is I want you to talk about. I want you to write about your routine or write about any essay about
Mm-hmm.
your family members and talk about your
Mm-hmm.
family members in your essay and use present simple tense. Right?
Can I talk about anything like a Pakistan
You
simple?
can do that if you have the knowledge. You can do that too as well. But stick to
Yeah,
present simple tense. All right. Try not to add
yeah,
other tenses
yeah.
because we are focusing on present simple tense first.
Right about the coronavirus.
Yes, you can do
Coronavirus.
that. You can do that. But you can try. Okay.
Mm,
Okay. I want to
mm,
see that. I want
yeah,
to see.
mm. Yeah. Simple is how to people situation at work. The
You can talk
coronavirus.
about
How
that,
to people.
or you can talk about how can we maintain a healthy life, or how do you maintain your healthy life, like how do you
Yeah.
maintain your routine in coronavirus. You can talk about that, your life in
How
coronavirus.
many? Yeah. How many words?
Up to you. Not too much, not too
Okay.
less. Like
Mhm.
150 will be enough. Okay.
Okay, but in the college, they always say 1,000 words
No,
always.
no, no,
But
no, no,
I
no. We
try.
are not. We are not going to do that right now because if you talk about 1,000 words, then you have to add more sentences or different tenses. We are going to do that once we cover present, past, and future tenses. Then we are going to mix them together, and then we are going to come up with a better idea. And then we will do that. Right now, like baby steps is better. I would recommend take baby steps and don't run. First of all, learn to walk better and then run. Right. So because
Okay,
your objective is you will never make mistakes in present simple again in your life. This is your objective.
okay.
So focus on that.
And second things, how to the vocabulary used in the simple present tense is a good vocabulary. Not a 6 feet like very simple. We should obey. We should 6 feet distance with other people. We should
Maintain. We should
should
maintain.
yeah maintain a 6 feet distance
The
with
best way to
other.
do that. Yeah, the best way to do that is like
Mm,
Google. Use Google. For when you do that,
okay.
Google can give you a lot of synonyms and adjectives at the same time. It
Mhm,
will be easier for you. And
mhm.
in this with this activity, you will learn a lot of words. So while you're writing essay, there will always be a Google in front of you. So once you stuck somewhere, once you
Google how to Google how to research by Google how.
for example, you're saying like everyone should and social distance. So you can say everyone should and write social distance. Remove the missing word
Mhm,
and then search about it. You will find the relative articles, and you can see
mhm,
lines, specific lines along with your subject, along with your topic, and from there you
mhm,
can might learn similar words. It will be easier because
mhm.
Google shows you a lot of
Okay,
articles from different magazines about the same topic, and then from the same genre you can learn two or three words from that, and it will be easier. Other than that, if
mhm,
you just look for the words from the dictionary, it will be difficult because you will never remember them at the time of speaking, like we discussed in the last class, right?
okay,
So let's end
okay.
our lesson
Uh,
here.